What's good, everybody? It's your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, your favorite nappy-headed producer, back with another video. And today we got a brand new plugin from the guys at Plogue, the guys who make one of my favorite VSTs, the Chipsynth MD, which is a Sega Genesis emulation. They just released a brand new plugin called the Chipsynth SFC plugin, which is a Super Nintendo emulation of the chipset found in there. And this one is definitely another dope one for any of you chip tune heads out there, anybody like old school emulations of game chip sounds and all that. This is another one that you might want to look into, because this is probably one of the most powerfulest and the most accurate among the Super Nintendo emulation plugins out there. So yeah, we're definitely gonna check it out, check out some of the presets, show you guys how it works. Also gonna demo a beat and show you some cons and pros about it, and show you what you can really do with this plugin. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited as I am, because I actually like this plugin. I want you guys to check it out as well. Let's go ahead and jump inside of FL Studio and check it out. Now, here we are inside of FL Studio, and here it is, the Chipsynth SFC plugin. Now, before we begin, I do want to say this is not going to be an in-depth review of this plugin. I'm not going to go over each and every last little knob in detail and all the backstory and all that. Plogue made a very good video, the 30-minute video talking about all that. I'll link in the description below. And also, there's a guy on YouTube, I forgot his name, but I will leave his video in the description below, where he does like a full breakdown of every last part of this plugin. If you want to go into that, or you can just read the manual like I did, it's up to you, but I'll leave those two videos down below for you guys. Before we get to the video and all that, let me go ahead and just play you a little beat that I made with the Chipsynth SFC plugin. Let's go. Now, if you want to listen to that full beat, I have a link in the description below where you can actually download the full beat, purchase it, or you can just listen to it, whatever you want to do. If you want to check that out in full higher quality, you can definitely do that link below. But yeah, as you can see, this plugin can make some dope stuff, especially that trap tendo, shout out DJ Av, type of music. It's really dope and really good. So let's go ahead and look into it, do a deep dive, look into it, and actually check out this plugin and what it can do. So here we are inside of the Chipsynth SFC plugin. Like I said, this is a emulation of the Sega, not Sega Genesis, but I say Sega Genesis, but the Super Nintendo chipset inside there. Like I said, there's a full video about all the chipset and all that. But this is basically, it's unlike the Chipsynth MD, which I actually have it pulled up right here because I actually use that as well. The Chipsynth MD is unlike that is the fact that it's not a synthesizer. It's more of a, you can look at it more as a rompler or a one-shot user plugin, I guess you could say, because it doesn't really, you don't get to sound design your own stuff, but you can actually drag in all these factory sounds that they have right here, which is pretty much typical sounds you'll get with the Super Nintendo. You can also drag in your own one shots, where I'll show you how to do that, and you can also steal one shots from actual Super Nintendo files or games and stuff like that, which I'll show you how to do that as well, because it's super simple, super easy to do that as well. So it's a very powerful synth, meaning you have custom stuff that have authentic. You can add your own stuff and get that kind of Super Nintendo sound and character, or you can actually get real sounds from your favorite Super Nintendo games. So I mean, it's a very powerful synthesizer, and I really like a rompler. So let's go over. So at first you have this is just the default kind of thing. Let's open up a default one real quick. So here is a default Chipsynth FSC plugin right here. It's stock, so as you see, it has that really noticeable, iconic kind of Super Nintendo type of sound. So you can really hear it. Like I said, if you want to, you can add in your own stuff and get to that. So basically, this is your main window with your samples. You have your standard stuff right here. You have the waveform right here that shows, so you can kind of go in here and adjust it. You can adjust the start and stop positions, and you also adjust the loop positions with this little yellow bars as well. So that's pretty dope right there. So you grab the top, and you should be able to control the start and stop positions accordingly. And then you're going to control the loop position as well if you want to do that, so you can kind of loop it. So that's real dope. You have your standard ADSR, take the case, sustain, release, stuff like that. Pre-emphasis, kind of add in some high end and stuff like that. You have a decimate button, which I say I'm not going to go too deep into that, but it kind of, I think it kind of like bit reduction, something like that. You gotta read the manual because it's really going down. Like I said, he really modeled this based off how it actually works. You have a normalize button. You have, of course, your gain, so you can control the gain. You have, you know, your standards right here, your adjustments for your the root note. You can do auto, adjust the root note. You can loop it and you can crossfade it, you know, get some crossfades to kind of, you know, perfect your looping. So I'm not gonna go too much that pretty standard stuff. You can look at that, kind of understand what that is. Now over here, you have all your factory sounds. So right here, the factory sounds are basically sounds that you can use that come with, you know, the Chipsynth SFC. So if you don't like this sound right here, maybe you want to add in a choir. So you can go right here, grab a choir plugin, drag it over. And you have a choir sound, or maybe you don't want a choir sound, maybe you want a brass sound, so you can get like, you know, horns. You know, your standard horns. I might make a beat with that. I like that. You got some horn stuff right there. And you can also layer stuff as well, so you can actually drag it in there. And then, oh, let me drag a different sound. Matter of fact, let's drag it like a choir. And you can layer stuff. And you gotta go to your channels to actually allow you to layer it and all that. So that's real dope right there. And you can go ahead, you can layer up some different sounds. You pretty much get your own unique stuff. Also, alternatively, you can add in your own one shots. I just found some free one shot kits off of Reddit. I mean, I didn't have the one shot kits. I just downloads. I need to actually buy some, get some good ones out there. But there's some people giving for free, some good out there. And you know, like I said, you can easily grab it here. Say this is a guitar. Maybe I want to use this guitar right here. I can just drag this. As long as it's a wave file, I think as long as it's a wave file, it should drag in there. Some of them don't. Some people don't render them correctly, so you gotta find the ones that actually work. Let me find one that. Let's see. There you go. And there you go. I just dragged in a one shot. So you make one shots or you have one shots, you can easily drag them into here and, you know, start working with that. And if you want to, you hit clear button, it'll clear it. And let's say we'll just reload it in it and that kind of stuff. So pretty standard stuff right there. Nothing special there. I don't want to go too deep into that. That's just how it is. Next, you have the channels, and this is where you can tell, okay, this is how you layer your stuff. So you guys should start layering things in here. You actually go in here, and if you got different sounds, you can layer in there. So if you have stuff in here, you go to channels, and you can actually turn it on here and layer stuff. So for example, if I have that guitar mixed with that, if I go here, turn them both on, and then select this and go to guitar. Well, let's turn this to the string. And you can start layering your sound right there. So that's a good way to layer stuff. You can layer up to 8 sounds. So pretty self-explanatory right there. Pretty much a lot of stuff is copied over from the first page. So you got your attack, decay, sustain, release, normals right there. You can add in some noise, which I don't know why you want to use noise, but you can use noise because noise can come in handy for making kicks and snares and stuff like that. So definitely do that. You have the echo, which is down here, and this is how you turn it on and off. You have FM, but only works when you have another sound. You can actually FM with stuff, so that's dope. But the echo is where it's at. This is the real deal Super Nintendo echo sound. Like, it's dope. Like, this is the real deal thing. It sounds just like it. And like I said, at first without the echo, you know, stuff sounds pretty good. You turn the echo on and then you select the preset. Just go to like the first preset. And now you hear that classic SNES sound right there. That echo really gives it its sound and makes it what it is. So yeah, that sound is where it's at. You control the invert left and right. You can re-trigger if there's the option. You can fix the delay for the sample, stuff like that, coarse tuning, fine tuning, pitch, all that. Down here in the echo, it has your standard stuff like time, feedback, dry, wet, pan, of course, and then you have different filters right here, and you can phase invert it as well. So yeah, very powerful. There's a ton of presets built in here, some of the classic sounds and all that. You have the chip crusher presets as well with some Final Fantasy stuff, which is really dope. And like I said, pretty good. You can mess around with it and you can kind of, you know, get your own feel for it. So I do like that. It's really dope, and it really helps sell the sound and really get that sound. Next, you have a mod matrix, which is your standard stuff right there. Not go too deep in there. You can go in there and do some mod matrix stuff. It kind of has to modulate this and that third. Easy stuff right there. Next is the step sequencer, which We'll talk about this later, but yeah, they got the step sequencer. Unfortunately, they don't have no effects built in besides the echo, which would have been nice, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But they have a step sequencer, the same as the Chipsynth MD and other plugins they have. Is that, and then what really makes this plugin what hot and makes the Chipsynth MD a good plugin as well is the player. Now, the player allows you to actually play actual SPC files or the zip folders, not that, and you actually steal files or extract sounds from them actual songs. I'm gonna show you guys how that works right now, and then I'm gonna go do some preset down before I get to my last thoughts about this plugin. So, like I said, right now I have 3 files right here, and if you want more files, there's a website. Let me pull it up real quick. There is this website right here that I showed in my last video, but also shout out to DJ Ad for pointing this out. But this is where you get all the files and all the game files you need for all kind of game consoles from SNES, Nintendo. Also, you need to get your Mega Drive stuff, Super Genesis, Sega Genesis right here as well. So you just go in here to SNES, and then you just go through, find a plugin you want. You can search it. You can search up here, search for game console, all that, and then you can just click it. Go in here. Let's see. We'll just pick a random one. Something that I actually played. Play this. You go in here. You can preview it. You go through all the sounds and preview it, and then all you gotta do is really just download this original sound file, and that's it, and it'll make it to a zip file. Now once you do that, put them in some folder on your desktop or hard drive somewhere. Go right here to select your folder. I actually made a folder with all my stuff in there, and then it'll pop up right here. And now all you gotta do, so for example, the Final Fantasy, if I click on Final Fantasy, it'll play it, and then I can go to the next song. You know, so I like those sounds. You also could change the detune and the speed of it as well. So that's pretty good. Now you're like, okay, I want these sounds. How do I do that? You just hit grab all unique sounds, or grab all unique, and then hit grab echo as well. And now grab the echo preset as well. So now when you go back to your samples, they'll be right up in here, all your samples. And then in your channels, you have everything right here, which you go through and actually select which one you want. So we just go to the Kingdom one. Or maybe I want that. Oh, let's see. Got the drum sound. There you go. No. And there you go. You're off to the races. Now you can start making your own beat and doing that kind of stuff right there. And it's simple as that. Easy as pie. So I mean, let's say you go through and download you a bunch of sounds, and you pretty much just have infinite sounds, infinite echoes, and stuff like that. So that's what makes this really a power plugin. It makes it really good. Like, you can just add in all kind of stuff, the default stuff, add in your own unique stuff, or you can of course steal, because you guys steal anyway. That got stuff. So now with that being said, let me go ahead and do some preset diving, and then we'll jump into my final thoughts about this plugin and where you can get this plugin and how much it costs and all that. Because that's what you guys really want to know. So let's do that. So yeah, I'm not gonna go through all the presets. Like I said, if you really want to go this, you gotta download the demo yourself and try it out, or go ahead and buy it yourself. It's only 40 bucks, the same price as the Chipsynth MD. Might as well pick up that as well. Like I said, this is a really dope plugin if you're looking for that old school video game vibe and chipset like authentically, because this is probably the most one-to-one emulation you're gonna find out on the market. And he's got more in the works, and I can't wait for you to look at those when they start coming out. So my pros and cons about this: one, it sounds amazing. The price is amazing. It sounds true to life. I mean, the fact that you can add in your own samples, and you got a ton of samples, you can steal samples, and you got all the effects. The reverb, the echo is amazing, and I mean, it's just an all-around good package plugin, and it's easy to navigate and easy to use. And for me, it's light on CPU usage. I don't know, it might vary depending on your system, but for me, it's very light on CPU, and you know, it works really good. The only cons I have is that you can't make your own sounds, because like I said, it's not a synthesizer, which is unfortunate, and also there's only the step sequencer as another effect. Let's say the echo is the only effect built in there. It'd be nice to see maybe a reverb, maybe some sort of arpeggiator like the Chipsynth MD, but you can do your own arpeggiation inside of FL Studio or any other DAW anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But at the same time, I wish they had that in this plugin. Unfortunately, it's not, but it's not a deal breaker for me because I have the Chipsynth MD, and now with this plugin, I can just make all the video game music I want. And I hope then the other plugins come out soon, but I know it takes time to get these plugins right, and you know, I just have to wait, and that's unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. So if you want this plugin, I'll leave a link in the description below. You can check it out from the guys at Plogue's website. Like I said, check out their video, their deep dive, and all that good stuff. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about the plugin. Is this something you want to go? Do you have Chipsynth MD, and are you going to add this to your arsenal as well? I know I'll be using this on all my beats because I like the sound of the, you know, old school sounds and all that. It's just my style. So let me know what you guys think about this plugin. Let me know if you got one of these plugins. Let me know if you're going to get it. I want to hear your descriptions down below. Let me know what you think about this at all. So with that being said, I hope you guys like always. Y'all know who it is, your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different. Not motivated by the money, but to like, count, subscribe, and views. And with that being said, hope you guys enjoy like always, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one, everybody. I'm out. Yeet.